Yes, and the she has left the laptop running. One day she is going to kill us all. Every day I tell her, better switch off your laptop, it will catch on fire, there will be a blast and we will all die. But no, we will not listen. Netflix is on. I tell her to do payments, I tell her to do the housework. She is like, Mama, I am doing MBA. And here the Netflix is open. I don't know what these people do with OTT platforms. अरे हमारे ज़माने में देखते थे picture. We used to go to theatres and watch Sholay. I have seen in theatres the fighting. Oh ho ho. And Dhoom. You cannot watch something like Dhoom on a laptop. No, you're seeing the bike go from here to here. You have to see it going there from there. Yeah, economics ka notebook is kept open. Studying she is doing not one day. Like, the whole notebook is empty. This girl seriously will fail. Maybe I should study economics and teach her a little bit. But this all looks so complex. Demand, supply, market type. So many graphs. Is there a way to understand this? Where am I? What is this place? Are kholo? What is happening? Hey Chanchu auntie, no, wait, don't panic. You're in the book now. And we're gonna help you understand everything you need to know to make Tanya learn. So let me tell you in a way you'll understand. You were talking about movies right now, theatres, multiplexes. So just see if you have a show, 9 to 12 show, and that is costing you 180 bucks. And you have a show from 3 to 6 and it's costing you 220 bucks. Even though there's a 40 bucks difference, you will make the effort to go for that 9 to 12 show. Because, come on, we're saving money, we're Indians. And not just Indians, I think it happens everywhere. So that shows that with the common man, there is an elasticity in the demand. Like as the prices go down, we start consuming the service more. Like the demand increases as the prices go down for the common man. Now in theatres, the demand sometimes is less elastic too. Now when would that happen? You know all these rich people, no? These people who don't care for money, who go into PVR and Inox and who do IMAX and watch films. So these people are all about comfort. They have different, preferences. So these people are ready to watch a film at a cost of 300, but it's okay. It's okay for them. It's 300, 350, they don't give a damn. So they go at any point of time. So these places raise the prices to anything just because the people are ready to pay. And that's how demands become inelastic. Almost. Mostly, less elastic. So Chanchu auntie, I hope I've given you a little bit of clarity on demand and supply, and maybe you will be able to understand better now. So moving on to the next point, let's go.
Now let's talk about the consumer choices that drive the multiplex industry in India. A recent report published by the Boston Consulting Group said that the OTT segment in India is currently valued at $500,000 and is expected to increase to $5 billion by 2023. Affordability and convenience are the two key factors that play a huge role in the growth of OTT in India. On the other hand, cinemas and multiplexes also offer their own unique value propositions in terms of the movie watching experience and also act as a social outing for any family or friend or group of friends that visit the multiplex. So this brings the average consumer to a decision to make, that is, whether to watch the movie in a movie theatre as soon as it releases or wait for it to turn up on their favorite OTT platform and catch it at the comfort of their homes. There are a lot of factors that go behind this decision making, and a few of those factors are the type of movie that they're watching, the kind of friends and family that they're going to watch the movie with, the kind of price that they need to pay for each ticket, and whether or not they find the movie theaters comfortable or would they prefer the comfort of their homes, and whether or not they are willing to pay that price to go watch a particular actor or a particular genre.
Talking about the opportunity cost related with the multiplexes, we have basically mostly of two types. One is the customer point of view, one is the business point of view. Coming to the customer point of view, either the customer can go to the movie or he doesn't go to the movie. One, if he goes to the movie, he misses the opportunity of spending the money elsewhere. He misses the opportunity of spending the time spent in the movie theater in somewhere else. Suppose if he doesn't go to the movie, then he doesn't get the experience of the movie, which is very important for the movie enthusiasts. Secondly, now coming to the business perspective. In business perspective, if a customer doesn't go to the movie, he loses the revenue of the sales of the tickets. He doesn't get the revenue from the sales stands, and he also misses of the opportunity of renting the place to elsewhere instead of keeping a theater. These are the things that related with the opportunity cost every day to life. Opportunity cost will be everywhere.
Hi Kanchumati, let me explain to you the concept of corporate acquisition and mergers. Acquisition. Acquisition is when one company purchases another company completely. Let me give you an example from the multiplex industry. PVR Cinemas purchased SPI Cinemas in the year 2018. Similarly, Inox purchased Satyam Cinemas to enhance its dominance in the Delhi region. Moving on to mergers. Mergers is when two or more companies join together to form a new brand or entity. Let me give you another example. PVR Cinemas went into a major merger with Cinemax. After this merger, a few of the multiplexes belonging to Cinemax was renamed as PVR Cinemax, whereas the rest of the Cinemax multiplexes were just renamed as PVR. I hope you are clear about corporate acquisition and mergers. See you in the next one.
I'm here to talk about the market structure of the multiplex industry in India. So the market structure of the multiplex industry is largely oligopolistic, and there are three main reasons behind this. The first reason is that the barrier to entry in this industry is very high, in the sense that it requires a lot of capital investment and initial investments. The second is that a lot of companies in this industry survive because of the economies of scale, because they're able to attract a large number of customers and hence are able to generate profits. So a standalone company starting in one part of India is most likely not likely to succeed in this industry. And the third part is that the relationship of already existing players in the market with the distributors is quite strong, and hence for a new competitor to come in and take advantage of this relationship is very difficult. The second reason why this industry is classified as oligopolistic is because of the interdependence of firms within this industry upon each other. That is, the action of one industry is going to affect the profits of the other. For example, if PVR decides to reduce the ticket prices, other major players in the industry like Carnival Cinemas, Cinepolis and Inox are also going to follow suit. In the same way, if PVR decides to upgrade its technology, such as getting IMAX projectors and 3D projectors, other competitors in the market are going to follow suit in order to stay relevant in the market.
Hi Chanchumati, still stuck with price ceiling? Let me simplify it for you. Price ceiling is when the government imposes a maximum price for a product or a commodity. Let us take the multiplex industry. Here in India, when major movies are released, theatre owners charge exorbitant prices of 300 or above for each ticket. To curtail this, the Tamil Nadu government imposed a price ceiling at the cost of 180, which is lesser than the market value. This is known as price ceiling.
Music stop. Looks like economics is causing some trouble for you guys. But why do you fear when I'm here?
I'm going to talk about three factors which are going to affect the economics of Indian multiplexes in the near future. The first of that is sunk costs. Sunk costs are basically investments made by a firm in the past which has now no longer been profits of the organization in the future. So for the multiplexes, say a firm buys 2D printing. Nobody wants to watch 2D movies. Nobody wants to watch 3D movies. The cost involved in buying those 2D projectors are the sunk cost for that organization. Next, I'm going to talk about the long-run demand-supply graph for the multiplex in India. The short-run demand-supply graph looks something like this. And the long-run graph looks something like this. But wait a minute, both of these look similar. It is a trick question. The answer is no. The thing is, Indian multiplexes are in an oligopoly. Short-run and long-run graphs are same. The demand curve starts being elastic, followed by peaking and then getting inelastic. There is no shift in the demand curve because barrier entries are high and no new market competitor can enter freely. Third thing I want to talk about is threat of subsidies. With the advent of technology and internet speed in India, Indian consumers today have n different types of options to substitute for movie watching in a theatre. These include some 50 different types of OTTs. Those 3D goggles you can buy on Amazon. Go down the cable TV network or simply an outing with your family in a water park. But remember, no, not even a single person can beat the swag of tragedy.
Who belong from a industry, cinema industry, who have been worked as a manager in the cinema industry and right now owning his own production house. So we have a couple of questions for you, sir. The first question is, how do you see cinema industry in the 21st century, and what's your expectation with the cinema industry in the future?
The cinema evolves after the time, and we can see these changes again and again. And we say cinema impacts the society, but there's a realistic factor that cinema works according to society. What society is actually looking for, if cinema serves, that converts into a trend. So yeah, in this decade we have to see what's going to be the big change because of the corona period. There's a huge loss in this market. So there'll be a big change in the market, but how, that we have to look for.
Right now, we are like most of the people's preferring the reality and kind of a cinematic
Realistic
world.
one.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
Marvel
So
movies,
that
DC movies is like creating a great impact in the market.
is my personal belief that people are liking two type of content. Make it simple, sweet, crisp, or make it huge and uh, larger than life.
Okay, okay. So, what's your opinion with the OTT platform? Like, how you see the OTT platform is competing with the cinema industry, and what will be the future?
So what I'm trying to say right now is that OTT has fulfilled the gap for the content, and
Mhm.
ultimately because of COVID also they got a really big opportunity because nobody was able to go outside.
Mhm.
So ultimately people has to consume content inside their home, and they got good stories, they got good storytellers, they got good actors. So ultimately they got good content and they understood this market. So this is how. And one more thing, that in cinema there is a foundation of hours. We
Mhm.
have seen, like, we have seen movies of 3 hours, then we have seen movies of 2.5 hours. And there was time in early to late 2000s when movies used to become like for 1.5 hour only, or 1 hour 45 minutes. So OTT gives you a exposure. You can expand, your content for 6 episodes, 7 episodes, 10 episodes. So you can do a better storytelling. You can express the story in a better way.
That's
So
great.
this is my take.
So, what's your opinion regarding the pre-pandemic time in the cinema industry, and how the changes will be happen after the post-pandemic?
People are inside their homes, they are not able to go outside, there are no parties right now. And ultimately if you watch content on OTT, you get a major distractions. In cinema hall, you ultimately look for a movie, you give your time specifically to that movie. But in OTT there's a again error that you are sitting inside your home, sometimes your mom comes, sometimes your boss calls you. So this is what is a big error with OTT. So yeah, definitely cinema will come back. Let's see when. But cinema will come back and there will be a big comeback for the cinema industry. Yeah, but as of now they are going through a really hard time, and it's a hard time for everyone. From last 1.5 year we all are going through a really bad time, but ultimately cinema will overcome and they will come with some really good content. Maybe we will also see one thing, that the big game changers of OTT platforms maybe in future merge with the Bollywood or cinema industry. We can see that thing also. So this is what I believe.
Oh, that's great.
Hey Chenchu auntie, hope economics makes some sense to you now. Remember, my mama used to say, if you have 10 potatoes to eat, start them eating one at a time and eventually you will complete. Okay?
So I think I get it now that even the OTT platforms provide a little, extra and a little money and you get to watch it in comfort. There is no element of wow, no, in it. Like you go to theaters, it's a whole experience. So I think theaters are here to stay, no? These multiplexes are here to stay no matter what. These OTT will also stay. There is consumer base for both. I'm using such technical terms. But there is consumer base for both, no? So I think both are here to stay. But thank you so much for explaining it to me, and you guys explained it in 10 minutes. This girl, she takes 400 hours to do one homework assignment. know 400 is an exaggeration, but she takes 4 hours. No, I can say 400. I'm mother. No. But thanks, thank you so much for explaining. Now I will teach it to her again in 10 minutes and then maybe she'll pass. Thank you so much. Chalo, now I'll go. Bye bye.